Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Win. I'm Dave, and this is my daily ruling. Today's question was suggested by a viewer. Thanks to Quazy Quafter for this one. Amy casts Disenchant against Nick's Bloodchief Ascension that has 3 counters on it. Does Amy lose 2 life? And in order to answer this question, let's go through exactly what happens step by step. First, we follow the instructions of the Disenchant in the order they're written, so Bloodchief Ascension is destroyed. Then, since all the steps of resolving Disenchant have been completed, we put Disenchant into Amy's graveyard. Since Bloodchief Ascension is no longer in play when this happens, its ability won't trigger, and Amy will not lose 2 life. But what about this? Let's say Amy uses this Force of Vigor to destroy Nick's Bloodchief Ascension and Olive's Soul Ring. Would Olive lose 2 life? And this one is a little trickier. To answer this, let's recall that since Force of Vigor only uses one verb, that means that both its targets are destroyed at the same time, as part of the same game event. Immediately after they're destroyed, the game will have to check to see if any triggered abilities exist that should trigger, but again, there are none because Bloodchief Ascension has just been destroyed. Actually, some similar triggered abilities are worded such that they actually would trigger in such a case, but Bloodchief Ascension isn't one of them. For more details, check out my video on triggered abilities that look back in time. How about this card, Reign of Thorns? We'll say that the artifact and the land that are getting destroyed are both controlled by opponents of the player who controls the Bloodchief Ascension, which is, of course, the enchantment that's being destroyed. Which players will lose life? Well, like in the previous 2 questions, the Reign of Thorns is going to the graveyard, and that happens only after all of its effects have happened, which means that the Bloodchief Ascension definitely will not be around to see that. The effects are also performed in the order that they're written, so unlike with the Force of Vigor example, this spell actually uses the word destroy 3 times, meaning that its targets will be destroyed in a sequence. First the artifact, then the enchantment, and then the land. Accordingly, the artifact's owner will lose 2 life because Bloodchief Ascension will still be in play when that hits the graveyard, but the land's controller will be safe. Here's one last challenge question to test your understanding. Amy uses Boseiju, who endures to kill Bloodchief Ascension. Does she lose 2 life? And for the answer to this one, you would have to identify that there's a difference between this scenario and the original one with the Disenchant. With Boseiju, you are not casting a spell that goes on the stack. You're activating an ability, and one of the costs that you would need to pay in order to activate that ability is discarding Boseiju. Accordingly, the Boseiju goes to your graveyard before any of the effects of that ability happen, which means that the Bloodchief Ascension would trigger. Because of how the stack works, that trigger would resolve before the Bloodchief Ascension is destroyed. And that's all I have for you today. How did you do? Join me again next time for another daily ruling. Until then, I hope you have a great day.